Hey everyone, my name is Rebecca Folks, and I'm super excited to be participating in the Diamonds in December. It's been super awesome for me, myself, and for my team, and I'm looking forward to just really using these trainings probably all year long so I can unpack all the just the wealth of knowledge that are within all those trainings. So I've been loving those, and when I was looking at all the names and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to bring to the table? Something that kind of kept rolling through my mind was about being an encourager and how to really encourage your team to success. And so I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about that today. And as I was thinking about encouragement, I even looked up the definition, and it said the action of giving someone confidence, support, and hope. And I loved that. I loved thinking that it was an action step, and I loved knowing what we can actually instill in people by being a life giver with our words and our actions and our time and through recognition. And so I think it's so important. And so I just wanted to touch on some points of that today. When I think about encouragement, I would be totally remiss if I did not think of my dad. He is the best encourager, like the best. He is so life-giving in his words and just full of words of affirmation. And even when I think back to growing up and how he was really just lavishing encouragement on all the girls so I have two sisters. I'm the oldest, and we're all like 18 months apart. And then I have a little brother that's way younger, but I grew up with my girls, my sisters. And I can remember it being like our birthdays, and we'd be having a birthday party, and the girls and I being like, if it was, one of our birthdays, one of us saying to the other one, "It's your birthday, it's coming, right?" And we'd be like, "I know. He's going to pull us up in front of everybody," and we'd be so embarrassed. But I think now back to what he did when he would pull us up in front of all of our friends and family right before presents or cake or ice cream, and he would say, "Do y'all know who this is? This is Rebecca, and she is so special to me. And let me tell you the things that I love about her and her strengths and where I see her just excelling." And I think about the confidence that instilled in me, that it made me the drive and the kind of even knowing too that whatever I would set out on my endeavors and different things that I would do in life, that if I fell back, I had someone back there that was still going to cheer me on and still thought I was pretty dang great. And even today, he does that on our birthdays for anyone in our family. He pulls them up and he says all these kind things. And but it's not just that it's kind, it's that it's genuine, and he really is drawing out our strengths. And because of that, it means more, and we want to live up to those words. And I think that that's such a lesson to me in encouraging people on our teams. We have this unique opportunity to be life givers to so many different people. And by, again, calling out their strengths. And something that really matters here is that it is authentic and genuine. It can't just be flattery and just kind of this haphazard, you just throw some nice thing out or something you wish was true about them. And so it really is it's an act of humility, because you're having, you're concentrating on someone else. It's being, selfless there and drawing out the strengths of others. But that's what we're really called to be those life givers to our team, and to believe in them before they believe in themselves, to show them where their strengths are, to pause and ask ourselves, how can I give life to these people? How can I breathe belief into them? And we know those life givers, right? Like when you're around Sonya Dudley or someone, and I mean, she's the best at this, and she's gonna be holding onto your arm while she's talking to you and looking you in the eye. She's not looking around to other people. She's laser focused on you and asking you great questions, and that's special. You leave there with your cup filled. And I think another part of this is being empathetic not to be confused with sympathetic, but empathetic, listening to them, trying to understand where they're coming from, asking them about their why, being that curious conversationalist, being, John Maxwell has that great book, Great Leaders Ask Good Questions, or Good Leaders Ask Great Questions, really helpful. Draw out of them, and then you're able to really understand their strengths, understand their why, understanding how you can encourage them and lift them up. People need encouragement, and I was even listening today on the radio, and it was saying positive, encouraging K-Love. People are coming to people looking for that positive encouragement where they can be you can instill that confidence and that support and that hope into them. I think sometimes, lots of times the leaders that kind of emerge in our company, the people that really kind of start off strong, they're the achievers that are just getting stuff done, and we've got our checklist, and we're driven, and we're self-motivated and all that, and that's amazing. That's so awesome. But so many people that we that join our businesses and that we attract and all that, they're not, and so they need that push and that encouragement, and for us to be able to help them to understand why they're going to be amazing in this business, and we get to tell them. And I love that part of our jobs. I also I think it's good to be available, to be asking, can I jump on a Zoom with you, a call? Sometimes that quality time means something to them. I think about just the different love languages, and some people, ways that you can encourage there and connect with them is knowing, do I need to send them maybe a little happy every once in a while? Do I need to write them a note? Do I need to send them a voice text? I can remember specifically voice texts that I was receiving from leaders when I first started, like, hey, I see you and you're doing a great job. And just thinking that someone saw me and recognized that in me made me want to work harder, right? One of my favorite stories in Plexus is when Alec and Tarl, Elizabeth James and I were coming into Scottsdale for Super Saturday, and we came in a couple days early to work on this project up at corporate. And it was about 2 weeks before the grand opening, where everyone came in to see all the diamonds came in to see the new building. And so no one had really seen it yet. And so we come in straight from the airport, still got our bags and everything. We pull up to the building, and Alec and Tarl come walking out of the building to greet us. And they each take one of our suitcases, and they show us around that whole building. They're vision casting with us. They're asking us questions. They're telling us, this is our building. Look what we've, been able to create together. And they made us feel like a big deal. And then they spent time with us afterwards. And I think about that when I think about, we're there to make our team feel like a big deal. They are not there to make us feel like a big deal. And so being able to invest in people, to put aside time to make sure that you're not just connecting with people at the end of the month for your checklist and going, okay, how many people did you reach out to? How many people did you follow up with? How many people did you close this month? Give me your numbers, where are your points, all that. All this encouragement and the getting to know their why, and, being able to kind of live with them a little bit, being, that empathetic with them and understanding them, that gives you the buy-in to ask them some of the harder questions later. And so it's really important that they know that you genuinely, that's a key word here, that you genuinely care about them and what you can do for them. And how awesome that you can create this culture of encouragement, because that's going to trickle down. I remember last year at convention, John Addison saying, culture eats strategy for lunch. And when people feel like they're connected to you, that they're part of something special, that's special. That really matters, and it helps them to ride some of those waves of ups and downs that we may occasionally see in this business. One of the last things that I think about, and I even talk about this at Jewel Training sometimes, is this story what my sister talks about, and she's a wedding planner. and she does these amazing events all the time. And she wrote an article in this magazine several years ago, and she talked about the difference in hospitality and entertaining. And in entertaining, people come to your house and every candle's lit and your table is perfectly set with all your best china and you've got the best meal and every pillow is plopped, and people walk in and you're like, oh, do you see my outfit and look at my beautiful table, and have you noticed my beautiful home, and everything's perfect, and it's all about you, right? But when people come to your home and you greet them at the door and you say, hi, I'm so glad that you're here today. How are you? Come sit down, talk to me. And you're locked in. And we can remember those homes that we've gone to where you leave and your cup is filled, and you feel so connected to them. That's hospitality. That's when people, they leave and they feel like, well, the root word of hospitality is hospital. They feel like they've been cared for. They feel like they leave better than they came in. And don't you want to have that impression on people, that they want to leave, and that when they leave they feel like they're better than you left them? I love that. And so some people, they need that extra push. They need to know that you see them, that they feel valued by you, that you're connected to them. And so in a world where we're always looking to get our points higher and to do more IPA, and of course we are, right? Of course we are, because it's income producing. But I think in our people business that we're in, take the time to encourage your team, to recognize their strengths, to let them know that you value them and that you're connected with them bigger than what they can do for you. When you take that focus off of yourself and instead you put it on others, it's going to do big things for your team. So I hope this was encouraging to you, and that y'all are as excited as I am about watching the rest of the Diamonds in December. I hope y'all have a great December and Merry Christmas.